I'll be honest, I've put off making this video because I am fed up of sat at this computer just talking about what I'm going to do. And thankfully, in less than 2 weeks, I have my taster day at Blyton Park, so I'll actually be able to start doing something. But I do need one last video just to wrap up the fact that my budget is, well, it's actually slightly blown by £52. And I've done a little bit of styling on the car, and I did say that I'll show some pictures of that when it was done as well. So I'll reveal the car, I'll show you what I've spent money on, and then this is the last video where I'm sat in this chair just chatting away. They will start getting a bit more action-packed after this. Hopefully not too action-packed, we'll see. Right, well, let's start with what I've made the car look like. Obviously, it's a brown Vauxhall Meriva, so I was very limited in what I can do, and it is also my road car that I do the school running and everything as well. But I promised my children I would have a laugh with this, and I like to feel like I've do you know what, just gonna let it speak for itself. Now, the look of the car is obviously not everybody's cup of tea, and I did do it purely for my kids, and they think it's hilarious. And that cost less than £100, and I've not even factored that into the budget because ultimately the idea was to do this as cheap as possible, and I didn't need to do that to my car. I did that purely for a laugh. But onto the budget, I said I was going to try and do this for under £3,000, and I have completely failed by £52. Let's have a look at where that £3,052 to be exact has gone, because I've always said I want other people to try this as well. I want to show how much it costs and what you can do for that cost. Now, I've always factored in the car. I've had the car for 7 years, but I've always said I'm going to factor the cost of that in because I wanted to show that you can do this from scratch. This car is valued at £655 on We Buy Any Car. I figured it's a safe bet to value it there. I paid £1,400 for the 7 rounds. It should have been £1,500, but I bought a bulk buy discount from Javelin, which is quite nice actually. The sprint test today was £72. The wheels, including refurbishing them, was £100. I refurbished them myself. They don't look the best, but they'll do. My licence was £25. My brakes, I've actually put factory brakes and pads on the rear because it needed them anyway. Would have never made it through another MOT, but I've put EBC brakes and green stuff pads on the front, and you can't actually tell the difference. My car's quite heavy and I wanted to at least do something to the brakes. I've also gone for Nankang AS2 Plus tyres, which again, they're not track tyres. They're half decent road tyres, but they were better than the tyres I've had on. So the two areas where I spent most of my money are actually on stopping the car rather than starting the car. They were £250 on eBay, and I've spent £150 on things like helmet, overall, stuff like that, just little bits. And overall that comes to £3,052, so I'm ever so slightly over budget. But if I was to do a second year of this, some of that wouldn't be needed again anyway. I'm sort of hoping the car would last till year 2 at least. I'll do a bit of breakdown of all them costs in the description. Couldn't even think of the word then. The description. It gives people a chance to read it in their own time. And like I say, the idea of this is to hopefully show other people that they can do this and it's not as expensive as it seems. So I suppose the next thing is the taster day at Blyton Park. I think it said there was at least 4 competitive runs. I'm not going to go absolutely all guns blazing. I've never actually done anything like this before, so it's going to be a case of start slow and build up. It's Blyton Park is where round 1 is as well, so it'll just be a continuation of that for me. 4 runs on the taster day and then 7 runs on round 1. So that's it then. If you want to see what a diesel Vauxhall Meriva can do in the world of competitive motorsport with me behind the wheel, follow, subscribe, whatever you do, stick around, because like I said, this is the last one where I'm sat in this chair. The rest of them are going to be decent reports from the circuits I'm going to, and obviously I've got 2 cameras on the car as well, an internal and an external camera, so the footage will be decent even if the driving's pretty crap. So it's definitely going to be worth following, seeing what happens next.